The Kralith Dominion believed themselves untouchable. Their fleets stretched across spiral arms. Their war banners hung in every system they claimed, and their word carried the weight of law. To challenge them was to invite obliteration, and so, when they found the human colony of Archeon IV, an outpost in a fringe system, lightly defended, a scattering of domes across a barren desert world, they did not hesitate. The humans had greeted them peacefully, transmitting polite recognition codes, even offering supplies to their patrol ships. But peace was not the Dominion's desire. They wanted obedience, submission, and fear. Kralith warships descended from orbit like falling suns, their plasma cannons igniting the colony's atmosphere. Settlements turned to ash within minutes. Entire families were vaporized where they stood. The screams of the colonists bled through emergency frequencies, calling for aid that would never arrive in time. The commander of the strike fleet, Admiral Veloc, recorded the devastation for public broadcast. He declared, "Let this be a lesson to your species. Humanity is small, humanity is weak, and weak things must kneel, or burn." His officers laughed as they silenced the last distress beacon with a precise orbital strike. To the Dominion, it was no more than sport, a necessary demonstration to remind these new arrivals to the galactic stage that mercy was not a language the strong spoke. The colony of Archeon IV was erased in 3 days. The few survivors, refugees packed into a single fleeing freighter, were hunted down, their vessel cut apart in the void. None escaped. The Dominion left behind nothing but glass deserts and drifting wreckage, satisfied their message had been made clear. Humanity, they believed, would understand its place. Silence before the storm, the galaxy watched with indifference. Most species, long cowed into submission, dared not question the Dominion's methods. Humanity, young and unproven, was dismissed as another fragile civilization destined to be broken or absorbed. Whispers spread across trading hubs and neutral stations. The humans will fold. They always talk of peace, of diplomacy. They are too new, too scattered, too civilized. Dominion propaganda reinforced this illusion. Their state media replayed the burning of Archeon IV, mocking Earth's so-called defenders. Admiral Veloc himself sneered in a broadcast, "Humanity speaks of honor and unity, yet when their people screamed for aid, their vaunted fleets remained absent. They watched their kin die in silence. This is the true measure of their spirit. Ashes." The galaxy believed him, and humanity said nothing. No counter-broadcasts, no retaliation, no vengeance, just silence. To the Dominion, that silence was confirmation of victory. To the galaxy, it was proof of weakness. But silence has many forms: the quiet of despair, the hush of submission, or the stillness before something vast and unstoppable awakens. The Kralith Dominion did not yet understand what kind of silence humanity kept. The Forgotten Warriors' stir humanity had not always been peaceful. Earth's history was written in blood, in conquest, in the thunder of wars that had scarred continents. But in the centuries of interstellar expansion, humanity had buried that history beneath treaties and commerce, beneath the facade of diplomacy. And yet, those warriors were never gone, only forgotten. In the hidden shipyards of Mars, beneath the oceans of Europa, in the dark slipstreams of the Kuiper Belt, fleets slept, armadas forged not for exploration, but for extinction. Humanity's defense pact, long whispered of but never tested, had left relics of war waiting for a day like this. When Archeon IV fell, the call went out in silence. Not to the galaxy, not to the Dominion, but across Earth's hidden channels, encrypted beyond alien comprehension. Old admirals, thought retired, rose from their seats. Black Ops fleets, thought decommissioned, powered to life. Subterranean bunkers opened, and the dreadnoughts of a forgotten age surfaced from their crypts of ice and steel. For 3 months, the galaxy saw nothing. No threats, no boasts, no demands. Humanity gathered its rage in silence, forging it into something colder than vengeance, inevitability. The silence broke not with words, but with movement. One night, in the Orion Spur, Dominion patrols vanished. In the Scutum Arm, fortified outposts found themselves surrounded by dark shapes blotting out stars. Merchant fleets whispered of shadowed ships drifting past them, hulls blacker than void. And then came the first voice, carried across every channel of the galaxy, translated into every tongue. "This is Earth. We have heard your laughter. We have seen your fires, and we remember Archeon IV. Prepare yourselves. We are coming." The shattering response at first, the Dominion dismissed it as bluster. They sent fleets to intercept, smug in their superiority. Those fleets did not return. What reports filtered back were fragmented, incoherent. Descriptions of ships larger than cities, their hulls bristling with weapons unseen in any galactic war. Swarms of strikecraft moving in perfect silence, jamming communications, tearing apart escorts before they could even fire. The Dominion called them phantoms. Some captains swore Earth's warships bent physics itself, vanishing and reappearing with impossible precision. The truth was worse. Humanity had spent centuries perfecting war in the dark. They had built weapons not for intimidation, but for extermination. Every missile, every railgun round, every beam was designed not merely to kill, but to erase. When the first Dominion fortress world fell, its population of 5 billion watched as Earth's dreadnoughts eclipsed their sun. Bombardment followed, methodical and unrelenting, until the planet's crust fractured. Survivors did not speak of surrender. They prayed only for mercy that never came. The Dominion's arrogance evaporated in weeks. Systems once thought impregnable fell silent one by one. Supply lines withered. Their propaganda collapsed. The galaxy realized with dawning horror that humanity had not been silent because they were weak. They had been silent because vengeance takes time to sharpen. Retribution. Without end, the climax came with the siege of Velthara Prime, the Dominion's capital. A fleet of 2,000 Dominion warships awaited humanity there, the largest armada assembled in their history. They believed sheer numbers would crush Earth's retaliation. The humans arrived with half as many ships. And yet, the battle was no battle at all. Their dreadnoughts carved through the Dominion lines like blades through paper. Orbital stations crumbled beneath kinetic strikes that fell like God's wrath. Carriers unleashed swarms of drones that ripped destroyers apart from the inside, flooding their corridors with fire and steel. And then the ground invasion began. Human dropships, black as night, fell through Velthara's skies. They did not come as liberators. They came as executioners. Cities were leveled. Palaces burned. The Dominion's ruling caste was dragged from their halls, not captured, not imprisoned, erased. For 3 days, Velthara Prime burned, until nothing stood but ruins and silence. The galaxy watched in horror. Broadcasts from fleeing refugees carried only one truth. The humans had become more than avengers. They had become annihilators. And as Earth's fleet spread further, world after world realized the truth Admiral Valok had once mocked. Humanity's silence was never weakness. It was restraint. And now, restraint was gone. Whispers in the ashes, the war did not end quickly. The Dominion's territories fractured into chaos. But wherever resistance arose, humanity crushed it. No fleet was spared. No world was forgiven. When at last the fires dimmed and the galaxy dared to look upon what was left, the Dominion was gone. Its name reduced to a curse, its people scattered or extinct. And humanity? They spoke little. Their fleets withdrew, their dreadnoughts returning to the silent void from which they had emerged. Earth issued no grand declarations, no ultimatums, only one warning broadcast across the stars, simple and cold. Remember Archeon 4. From that day, the galaxy lived in uneasy quiet. Species once dismissive of Earth now spoke their name with reverence, or terror. Merchants told tales of black fleets that still drifted unseen, watching. Children whispered of Earth's forgotten warriors, who slept in silence until provoked. And whenever tensions rose, when ambitious empires considered whether to test humanity again, one phrase ended the thought before it began. Never provoke Earth. Their patience is vast, but their vengeance is infinite. The Krelith Dominion had learned too late. Humanity's silence was not surrender. It was the sound of warriors sharpening their blades in the dark. And when those blades emerged, they carved vengeance across the stars.